Okay, happy Monday. As we get ready, um, give everybody a few minutes to pop on. And let's see, let me get where I need to be here. If you're watching on replay, tell me in the comments, hashtag replay. There we go. I think I'm set. We'll give everybody a minute or two. I actually got on a little early. I'm pretty proud of myself. You know what to do as you come on. Tell me hi. Tell me what you're working on. Tell me if you did anything exciting this weekend. I've got all sorts of things to show today. Hi, Brenda. Linda, thank you. Linda says, love that pink shawl cowl you're wearing. You will get to see more of that toward the end of things. Hi, Liz. I just spent a little bit of time this afternoon uploading images and started putting descriptions in. So on Wednesday, you can order our new yarns live on the website, which is exciting. Hi, Noelle, Sherry, Oriana, Shar, still working on baby Afghans. Awesome. Hi, Mama. Yeah, Nicole knows what I'm wearing. She made it. So I'm thankful to have help around here, that's for sure. Let's see, Julie working on Whip of Tigna. That's a cool one with the lace. Holly working on eating ice cream for Meryl. I love it. Weaving in ends on who you're gonna show. Awesome. Brenda working on a magical thinking. Very cool. Oh, and we'll give everybody just a minute or two. Um, I am, for those of you who know that I was moving, have been moving in the past couple of weeks. I'm totally out of my old place in my new house. As of Tuesday, when the movers came and moved all the heavy furniture, I'm living in the new place, staying in the new place. Last night was actually my first night there, um, all by myself. And it feels like a lot of house, but I love it. The dog loves it. The cats love it. So we just need time to get settled in. Let's see. Sarah working on a beaded purse. Awesome. You know, Melissa is too. Mom working on a little rosebud. Donna. Nicole working on the first sleeve of the dress. Awesome. I was just telling Melissa before we started that I bet you probably were done with the body and on to the sleeves. Hi, Aunt Jackie. Fran working on a Sama stripes shawl. Very cool. Joyce working on the hat pattern for the letterback jacquard class. Awesome. Donna working on socks. Oh, everybody's working on stuff. I love this. I so often I hear people say, oh, I don't knit in the summer. I'm too busy doing other things. Of course, most of those people are not the people that are on here with the live because we love to knit and crochet all the time. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started now. Welcome to Monday Motivation. Today is July 8th, 2024. I hope everybody had a great 4th of July, a safe weekend, and got to visit with family if that was something that was in the cards for you. My name is Kristen. I'm the owner of the Little Yarn Shop located in downtown Saginaw, Michigan, inside the SVRC Marketplace. Normal marketplace hours are Wednesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Our shop hours are Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And that is going to vary a little bit over the next couple weeks with the yarn crawl happening. And I'll talk about that a little bit and we'll go over details for both of the yarn crawls, hours, all of those goodies. Here in a little bit. As a reminder, Monday evenings, Deb has drop-in help that goes 6:30 to 8:30, $10 for 2 hours. And for the next week or 2 weeks, a couple weeks, we'll also have drop-in help on Wednesday evenings from 6:30 to 8:30. I don't have any trunk shows or big table displays that I'm going to have going on for this first part of the yarn crawls. So we will still have social knitting as usual. Things may be slightly rearranged as I try and get ready and have a display for our custom colors, that sort of thing. But it's not until toward the end of the month that we'll have a trunk show here that will kind of inhibit us a little bit. So let's talk about what I am working on. I am working on the second sleeve of my Felix cardigan. It's it's slow progress, but that's because I was trying to get other things done, which I did. And I'm going to show you at the end. I'll kind of do a recap of the previous two colors that I showed off of our custom colors, and then show you the third and final color from Brenda and Heather. And I have two samples to show off for that one. So um, in the meantime, I'm slowly getting sleeves on my Felix cardigan. I'm excited about it at this point because everything else is done. All the other ribbing, the button band, the collar, all of that's done. So once I get the sleeve done, all it needs is buttons and it will be done. So again, because of the move and because of the yarn crawl, not a lot of knitting is happening these days, but I'm trying to do what I can. That's what I am working on. I will show later what I finished. And um I'm not quite sure what's going to be next on the needles for me since I finished that the Tolsta tea, and I'll show that a little bit later too. That's the one that I used the custom yarns for. I don't know what my next project is going to be, you guys. Hi, Jill. I feel like there should be something. Um, let us, oh yeah. So I also have I pulled a few skeins of our custom color from last year. I have there are a couple of those customs that I only have a few skeins left. So I wanted to mention that today too. Mom says, remember, I have long arms. Yeah, this might actually be really good for you, Mom, because the sleeves are a little bit fitted and your arms are very skinny. So might just work out in your favor even more so. I think the sleeves are pretty long, but I'll have enough yarn too to make them longer if we need to. Um, so as a reminder, we still have quite a few of you working on the Marie Green 4-day knit along, Spill the Tea, which is right there behind me. You can kind of see it. That is it's kind of a sleeveless top vest, depending on how you wear it, how much ease you put into it. Karen is, I think she's finished hers. Um, I know she said she tried it on over the top that she was that coordinates and why she picked the certain yarn to do the spill the tea. But remember Christmas in July for Mama. Yes. So that is ongoing. As a reminder, if you haven't yet, you can come in, show off your Spill the Tea project if you're working on it, and you can pick up your free cat in a teacup stitch marker. They are here on the counter for sale too. They're $3 each. If you're not working on the Spill the Tea pattern, but still want some really cute cat stitch markers, they are here and available for sale. You're not just limited to the one. This past Monday, nope, today's Monday, this past Sunday, which would be yesterday, was the knitting at the farm at Apple Acres. I did post about that yesterday too. If you are local to the Tri-Cities area, we strongly recommend that you go out and see Melissa and her family out there. They're on Salzburg Road in Bay City. A lot of you who are in the area may know it formerly as Tiny's Apple Farm. Now it's the farm at Apple Acres. They have like 98 flavors of ice cream or something ridiculous like that. A ton of flavors of ice cream. I went in this time and made a left and started, and I only got as far as like the second display before I picked two flavors that I wanted to try. And I need to broaden my horizons a little bit, but I see things that are, oh, anything with peanut butter and caramel, I'm done for. So, but the choices are practically unlimited. And they have kind of a little petting zoo. They've got lots of ducks and chickens. And I think I saw pigeons or quails there last when I was there yesterday. So once a month, the knitters get together there. It must be the first Sunday of the month. Deb, is that right? Farm at Apple Acres, the first Sunday of the month or second? First Sunday. Okay. So first Sunday of the month, in the summer, starting at 1. I believe they open at 2. But the group of knitters that go meet at 1. They find shady spots. It gets a little bit trickier to find shady spots toward the end of the summer, that don't have yellow jackets around because there are lots of apple trees on at the farm at Apple Acres. But still a really good time. It's worth going out for a couple hours. There's usually a nice breeze. There's plenty of room to sit, bring a lawn chair, bring your knitting and visit. Then you can sneak inside, get donuts, ice cream. I think they do in Boston coolers, which I kind of was tempted to get this time too. And the owner happens to be a customer of ours and a friend. So um, spread the love locally as much as possible. Um, okay, yarn crawl things. Let's talk about the yarn crawl for a little bit. We have a few bags and passports left for the middle of the mitten yarn crawl. So this year for $10, you get both the bag and the passport. The bags are pretty sizable. Compared to my Malabrigo bag. So here's my Malabrigo bag, which my Felix cardigan is living in right now. Here's the middle of the mitten. So if you have a Malabrigo bag, that kind of gives you an idea of the size, but they're pretty good size. They're open on the top, have a little front pocket. When you pick your bag up, your passport is in the front pocket. We have, I think I just counted, I think we have 12 left. You can order them online. You can pick them up in the store. Um, we will have them until they're gone. So if you aren't sure if you want to join the yarn crawl, you can wait and pick one up here and we'll have them till they're gone. As a reminder, even if you don't qualify for any of the big prizes, which are 6, 8, or 11 shops visited, each shop is doing their own drawings, prize drawings. So even if you're going to go to 1 or 2 shops, it might be worth the $10 to get a bag and a passport and enter into some local drawings. So there are 11 shops participating, as far south as Perry, Michigan, as far north as Boyne City. So they are pretty spread out, but there is quite a cluster right here in the actual middle of the mitten. Hours for us for the yarn crawl are 10 to, this is 10 to 6, but our hours Wednesday through Saturday are still 10 to 7. Monday and Tuesday will be 10 to 6. And for yarn crawls, Mondays and Tuesdays tend to be pretty quiet. So if you happen to be out and about and you just want to come hang out with us for a little bit, you're more than welcome to do that. We'll have open knitting like we would any other day on the Mondays, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Sunday hours are 11 to 3. So really those are the only ones. The Sunday hours are primarily the ones that differ from our typical hours. And that goes July 11th through 20th, 2024. Liz, weekend or light or regular? I don't know what you're asking about it. Other than the weekend or light would be a really good one for our custom yarn. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but I think that would be a good one. And then the Heartland Yarn Adventure is the next yarn crawl. That one, we get a little bit of a reprieve. And then the Heartland Yarn Adventure goes July 26th through August 4th. There are 80, whatever I said last time, 86 shops participating, over 80 shops participating. Doesn't mean you have to try and get to more than 4 if you don't want to. You can go to 2 if you want to. Um, Heartland Yarn Adventure spans Michigan, Ohio, Illinois, and Kentucky. There are groups that are picking a different region to do each year. There are groups that just kind of stick close to home. The beauty with this one is you have your kind of central where you get stamped. The number of shops you go to is the number of entries you get into prizes, and they have tons and tons and tons of prizes for the main yarn crawl. And then each shop also, again, has giveaways. So this one is $5. You get the passport and you get a little enamel pin that says Heartland Yarn Adventure 2024. I hope this is something that they're going to continue and have them like a little collectible thing where the different years are on the pins. So we've got those available. I've got a handful of those left available as well. And again, that one's a really good one just to have as a reference for if you're going to be doing any traveling or anything like that. Sponsor highlight. So this week we're going to talk about Barocco. Barocco is really is another one of our vendors that wants to support local yarn shops as much as they possibly can. So they sent 2 kits. So one will be a grand prize or a main prize for each of the 2 yarn crawls, one for the Heartland Yarn Adventure, one for the Middle of the Mitten yarn crawl. But each kit has a full bag, which is 10 skeins, 2 different yarns. Gold is the color. Look, it even matches my nails. It was meant to be. I just opened this today, so I didn't plan my nails based on this. So one of the kits is with Barocco Vernaza yarn, which is a viscose linen cotton blend. And in their kits, you get a little sticker. You get the pattern book. So the pattern book has 6. Let me just open it up. I want to say 6 different patterns, but it might be 8. 6 different patterns for Barocco Vernaza. These are the patterns in there. I absolutely love this little 2-colored one. Obviously, you're not getting 2 colors in here, but they have some really cute patterns. Even this little drawstring bag is cute. So what could you do with 10 skeins? You could do the tank. You could pick one of the 2-color projects and have us drop ship some a different color to you, because Barocco will ship directly to you any quantity that you need. I think this little vest, I know Holly's working on this with a different yarn right now, but look at how cute that is. I just love this little vest in 2 colors. I really like the designs that they've got going on with this yarn. Here's that little 2-color top with the alternating colors on the V-neck. So that is one prize is a bag of 10 skeins of Vernaza and the pattern book and some other little goodies down in there. The other one is Barocco Sea Spun. So both of these are new yarns for them for the fall. Nope, for the spring. For the spring. Sea Spun is 50% cotton, 50% sequel, which is they're calling it a polyester. It is made from the plastics that are recovered from the ocean. They recycle it and turn it into a polyester that they use in the yarn, which I think is really, really cool. Very eco-friendly. And this pattern book also has 6 patterns. It's got some really cute crochet patterns in there too. So again, 10 balls in the, I know they don't call it mustard. I'm going to call it like a mustardy color because I think it's beautiful in the best way possible. But you can choose from sweaters, shawls, little vests, like this little top is really, really cute. And it's in that actual color. So again, we appreciate a lot of our vendors supporting and giving us prizes to be able to give out to you guys. Okay, so as a recap, let's talk about, oh, I meant to grab it and I didn't. Hang on just a second. I have to find my inspiration picture. Oh, Melissa, will you text me a reminder to get my big board printed for my custom color? Oh, there's another one right there. I could have reached it. That's okay. Oh, I'm so lucky somebody can can keep on track with me. Okay, so as a reminder, the Japanese Cultural Center was our photo inspiration for this year. All the different blossoms and blooms on their cherry trees, their Japanese cherry trees. Um, I spent quite a bit of time over there taking pictures. So the first one that I showed off was it the ridiculous? No, I don't remember, you guys. Well, I've shown you two so far. One was it's called Friendship Gardens by Ridiculous, and this is on her Stardust Sparkle base. So it's got some sparkles in there. This one is a very vibrant fuchsia-y pink color. Does have some real pale pink bits in there and kind of like the browns, like the bark on the trees, the speckles. So the first two are fingering weight. So the Stardust Sparkle is a fingering weight, 75% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 5% stellina. So you could make some awesome socks out of this too. But I'm always thinking sweaters. These, oh look, I could just look back at my notes and then I can tell you. The Ridiculous, they are $31 a skein. They're 438 yards in 100 grams. My little swatch. There's my little swatch with the Ridiculous. You can see a little bit of the seed stitch, some cables, a little bit of lace. I still never got around to blocking it because that's my life. Last week we showed off oh, it's on the floor. Dreaming Color Smushy with Cashmere. 4-ounce skeins, 400 yards, 70% superwash merino, 20% cashmere, 10% nylon. Again, a fingering weight yarn. They went the opposite direction with these pretty pale pinks and flecks of green. There's a little bit of bright green in there. Look how pretty that is. The little bit that I had left over was knit into this little swatch right here. So you can see what it looks like and get those little flecks of color in there. And I combined them for the Tolsta tea. Started with a solid pink, just a heritage, and then transitioned to the one strand of heritage, one strand of smooshy with cashmere, 2 strands of smooshy with cashmere, 1 strand each of smooshy with cashmere and ridiculous, and then 2 strands of the ridiculous down at the bottom. That's what I had on last week. That is the Tolsta tea. I did the second size, which is a 35 and a quarter. And it fits the way it should. It came out the way it should. I didn't swatch, you guys. I didn't swatch. But luckily it came out the way it was supposed to. But a really nice pattern, top down, seamless. There are some short rows to build up the back a little bit, but it's a really great versatile pattern. And I know the designer has quite a few variations, options within this pattern, but also other patterns that are a similar style. So the last of our custom colors is from Brenda and Heather. And I will show it to you in the skein. So here is the skein, which looks beautiful, but wait, I mean, you already see the cowl that I'm wearing, but you'll get a better view in a minute. So this one they're calling Tea with Friends. As usual, they will put on their labels what the color looks like knit up. And they always send us this great little swatch so you can see if you were just to knit a straight rectangle with this yarn, it would obviously be bigger than this, but this is how the colors would transition from the dark to the light or light to dark, depending on how you knit it. You have your option to do it either way. So now we can talk about what I'm wearing. What I'm wearing is a cowl that Nicole made for us for the shop. It's called the Verum cowl. It is crocheted. Verum cowl by Amanda something. Melnick Crom. But I feel like it's kind of hard to see the stitches in this variegated color, where in a more solid yarn, you get to see it. You get to see all the pretty detail. So it's done flat, it's crocheted flat. Nicole started with the dark color and transitioned to the light color. So as your rows get wider, you transition the colors a little bit quicker. This got almost through the whole skein. There was this much left, which is pretty much like the lightest pink color. And I'm always torn with this, like, I don't want to run out of yarn, but with a gradient like this, I want to make sure that we use as much as possible. So if you're a crocheter, you know, it's kind of, um, you know, it would be simple enough to try and modify this in order to use more of the yarn. Whether you did more of an edging on it, I think that would be kind of fun. It does have you do, looks like a single crochet all the way around. You could do more of like a little picot edge or something with what was left. So that is the crochet one. Some cool little crisscrosses. Some of the techniques used in this cowl are the same techniques that Nicole built into her basics crochet class, which is kind of fun. So it transitions over if you've taken her class. And then just yesterday, I finished seaming and weaving the ends in on the knit cowl. So the knit cowl out of the same yarn is called Let's Twist by Lily Go. It's designed to really show off a gradient yarn, and it has beads, you guys. I love this one so much. So this one is very similar where it's knit flat and then you block it and seam it afterwards, which works well because it is lace and you really want to aggressively block it to open up the lace. So before you seam it together, this is what you got, kind of this little triangle-y shape. I did the same thing that they did here, where they started with the dark and ended with the light. I'm building it up. I'm building it up for you guys. If you were at the farm yesterday, you got to see it, because sometimes if you're the same place I am, you get sneak peeks of things. So the finished cowl looks like this. Look at how absolutely gorgeous this is, you guys. So started with the dark color. It's called Let's Twist. Let's Twist. It is a lot of twisted ribs, and it's got these little noops. I've read things that say they're different. They're called different things. They're not really bobbles. It's not where you're going back and forth a bunch of times. You work it all right within the same stitch. But again, starts narrow, gets wider. The pattern changes a little bit as you get toward the end. And then you get the beads. Can you guys see the beads in there? How beautiful they are. So I was a little bit torn when I went down to the bead store. I couldn't decide if I wanted to start with the light color and end with the dark and use a really pale pink bead, or start with the dark and go to the light. I'm glad I did this, but I think it would look beautiful either way. I think the light beads on the dark would pop maybe a little bit more, but I still think it's absolutely gorgeous. And it drapes perfectly. One strand of beads is all you need for this. Look at, I need to back up to show you guys because it's just for one skein. I mean, one of these skeins is a DK weight yarn. It's 275 yards. I had this much left. I was really afraid that I was going to run out, but this pattern is very well written if you are somebody that likes to follow instructions. I think I mentioned that last week, but this designer, it makes me want to look at some of her other patterns. If we want to make the same sweater out of the special colors, will we know how much yarn to order? So Liz, that part is a little bit tricky because I used the 3 different yarns. I used all except what I had for that little bit of swatch of my second color, which was the smooshy with cashmere. So if you're going to make the smallest size, which is a 31, or if you're going to make it a little bit shorter, because I know that you are short, you could get away with 1 skein of each. The Heritage Pink, I think it's the Tutu Pink, the Smooshy with Cashmere Custom and the Ridiculous Custom. If you're doing the 35 or up, you're going to need 2 of the second color and probably 2 of the third color once you get into, I'm going to say once you get beyond the 43. Keep in mind that's with the short sleeves. If you want to do longer sleeves, you're obviously going to need more yarn as well. But so with this let's twist, she has it written out, stitch count, row by row, charted. She has photos, tutorials for some of the techniques, and she has links to videos for some of the techniques as well. And each part of it is written and charted. So you can go by either one. I tend to be a chart reader, but I went by the written on this one and just went through quite a few different pieces of highlighter tape as I was working my way through it. But it's, again, if you like to follow patterns row by row, it's a well-written pattern for that. I did make one mistake that I realized when I was almost all the way done. I was not about to rip it out, and I don't think you can tell, so I'm not even going to tell anybody about what it is. The other thing that I really like about this is that she tells you at every point along the way how much yarn you should have left. The only thing she doesn't do is tell you to weigh your yarn at the beginning. But she says in here, so like it comes in 2 sizes. This is the small size of this cowl also. So, which is plenty substantial. After the first repeat, you've used 32% of your yarn. After the second repeat, you've used 48% of your yarn. So although I got to a point when I was working on this at home, I thought I was going to run out of yarn when I came back in here Thursday or Friday, because we weren't here Thursday. I weighed it and I had more than what she said I would need left. So I felt confident that I would have enough. So I really, really appreciate that about her pattern and how it's written. I really think you could, if you wanted to, you could do it up and put more beads in other sections. I was trying to just follow the instructions, you guys. But I really, I love it. I'm very happy. I think Brenda and Heather did the best in terms of really capturing like the cherry blossom, cherry colors. Yeah, they all look wonderful, but this one is going to be a special favorite, I think, of ours. So gradients already are always a good idea. I have had a couple people request that we get this color since Brenda and Heather are on here. I don't know if it's Brenda or Heather. In a fingering weight. So I may be talking to them about doing a shawl ball because I think that would be really fun too. In both a knit or a crochet project or a top. Ideas, so many ideas, you guys. So We may be getting something a little bit more special later in the year. Or a different kind of special, I guess, not more special, because we love them all. So those are our three custom for this year. They will be available in the shop. If we sell out fairly quickly, we will have the yarns on reorder. I do have the Dream in Color and Ridiculous already on reorder based on what feedback we've gotten. And as a reminder, I said toward the beginning, we would talk about yarns that we've got a little bit of yarn left over from last year's custom color. So last year was the old Standard Oil building that was all graffitied up all the way around. And so we've got Wonderland yarns. They're Marianne, 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 475 yards. I have 5 of these left before they're gone. Oh, Sherry, the price on the Brenda and Heather is 35. I think. Let me double check. I have that in my notes. Yes, 35. It's called Tea with Friends. And those will be available here in the shop. I also am working on making them available online as of Wednesday as well. And you can order them online and choose to have them held here so you can pick them up. Just choose that option. And if it's going to be a little while or anything like that, you can put a little note in there to tell us I'm pick it up in August or whatever. And we will hold it for you. So the Saginaw Standard Graffiti. We've got 5 of these left. This is the fingering weight. These we did not have available for the yarn crawl last year. They were released later in the year for a different event, but it is another color inspired by the Saginaw Standard building. So Wonderland Yarn did a couple different ones for us. The one they did for the yarn crawl, we've got 6 of these in sport weight and 7 in fingering weight of their they call them the color burst style yarns. So they have they work great for the assigned pooling projects where 75% ish, maybe more than that. 80% of the skein is one kind of a tonal color, and then you get this little pop of color for a contrast. These are called out of service in Saginaw. The fingering weight is the same as the other one I just showed you, 475 yards, 4 ounces, fingering weight, 75-25. Nope, 85-15, superwash merino nylon. And then the sport weight, 344 yards and 4 ounces, 100% superwash merino. We've got 6 of those, 7 of the fingering weight left. Just a few, and then they're going to be gone. Previous year's colors don't get reordered. Once they're gone, they're gone. We do kind of reserve the right to reorder until the end of the year for the same year. So like I said, we've already reordered 2 of the 3. I'm sure we'll be reordering from Brenda and Heather as well. And oh, there it is. It's like I know I had more yarn. The 2 that we had Brenda and Heather do last year. Last year we asked them to do a self-striping sock yarn, which is Saginaw Standard, we called it, and it is on their Socrates base, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 460 yards. Would knit like this if you were to do a sock, or if you remember, I did a sock arm sweater and did the sleeves of my sweater with this and a solid gray for the body. Or my mom did a lefty shawl with 1 skein of the stripy yarn too. So it starts with just a few stitches and grows, but you get that same stripy effect. And what's nice about using a self-striping yarn like this instead of changing yarns is there's really no right side or wrong side. Both sides look good because it's just in garter. 1 skein would do that. So we've got some of those left. And we've got some of the DK weight that they did last year, which is their Octoply base, the same base as what this one is, 100 grams, 275 yards. And that is, I don't know if I'd call it a gradient. It's a transitioning, I guess, a color transition yarn. And that, if you just knit it straight the way it was, would do something like this. It's so curly. But it goes from the blues to the dark gray to the lighter grays, and then the oranges and the reds. We did this, oh, I'm stuck, knit weave cowl, starting from the inside and the outside of the same ball. So one ball of DK weight yarn for this cowl was a really popular one last year. You could do that same pattern with this color, with this yarn. It would be a much more muted effect, but it would still be really cool looking. So a lot of options. Let's see. What the two yarn farms. So there is one more thing that we are going to have as a pre-order item during the yarn crawls. Yes, Liz, you should just make them all. Absolutely. Um, I don't know how much I'm going to tease this or how much we're going to talk about it like as things progress, because it's still kind of in its I wouldn't say infancy, because the concept has been bouncing around in my mind for a couple years, and I finally have a prototype, which is why these are going to be pre-orders during the yarn crawl. But it is something that you're not going to see at any other shop. I've never seen anything like this. And I collaborated with somebody who makes custom die casts and molds and does custom dice for like D&D, things like that. Um, she is making custom dice for us, and they're gonna be, I don't even think I'm gonna show you guys everything, but I'll show it to you. It's a set of 4. They're gonna come in this cute little organza bag. And this is all I'm gonna show you right now, but they're gonna be sparkly, they're gonna be fun, they're gonna have they're gonna be utilitarian. And I have to just get up the write up. So I've got a full little prototype for everybody to see, but and they won't just be available for people that are doing the yarn crawl. If you are shopping in the shop, they will be available for you also. But it's all going to be pre-orders because she's on vacation right now and she's a one-woman show. So and we kind of want to get an idea of demand for this, but I think it's going to be, it's a fun thing to have, just to have, and it's a fun thing to use in the shop. So super excited about it. You guys will have to come in and see it. Maybe, well, next Monday I won't be doing a live because we will have been open all day. The Monday after that would be the Monday between the 2 yarn crawls. I'm going to try and do a live then, and maybe I will talk a little bit more about them at that point. If you haven't been into the shop and seen them. So just something cool and fun, unique, different. We like that kind of stuff. I know you all like that kind of stuff too. Just little collectible things. It would be great gift ideas too for knitter or crocheter friends. That's one great thing about this concept is it's not knit specific. It could be for knitters or crocheters or anybody that plays with yarn, really. Okay, that is all I have for everybody today. Um, come on, don't give too much away, Melissa. Um, yeah, that's all I have for today. As like I just said, I won't be on next Monday because we will be in the midst of the yarn crawl, but we are open normal hours on Wednesday, 10 to 7, and then the yarn crawl starts. Special colors are available for sale online starting Wednesday the 10th and in store starting Thursday the 13th when the yarn crawls start. So we will have them here until they're gone. Or if you want a sweaters quantity or something that we don't have, we can you can let us know that too. So Thank you and Jackie. So I hope everybody has a good week. And if we don't see you here during the yarn crawl, I will see you back here in 2 weeks. And we'll do a recap of the first of our two yarn crawls. And who knows, maybe I'll have a lot to talk about then. I probably will. I always do, even if I think I don't. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Have a good week and keep being creative and enjoy this beautiful summer weather we have. All right. Bye-bye.